graduating students' procession, being led by the various faculty officers. The graduating student procession is being followed by the Senate procession. The graduating student procession is closely followed by the Senate procession, led by the Deputy Registrar Academic Affairs Division, Malam Al-Qasim Omar. In the Senate procession, are members of Senate who are not members of Council, professors who are not deans, provosts and deans of faculties. Closely following the Senate procession is the Council procession, led by the Council Affairs Officer, Malam Waziri Garba. The procession has the University Librarian, University Bursar, registrars of other universities, visiting Vice Chancellors, visiting Pro-Chancellors, members of Council, the University Orator, Registrar, Deputy Vice Chancellors, former Vice Chancellors. Finally, you have the Chancellor's procession, been led by University Miss Bearer. We have over there the Vice Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Honorable Chancellor. Shall this assembly rise to receive the Chancellor's procession? Please rise. The national anthem. Please keep standing. The University of Abuja anthem.
University of Unity, citadel of learning and scholarship, perched on Aso Rock, the rock of national harmony. University of Abuja, Nigeria center of learning and brotherhood, where people of all tongues and creeds search for knowledge and wisdom. God, to you belong all knowledge and wisdom, protected by this bond of peace, for the service of all mankind. University of Abuja, University of Unity, citadel of learning and scholarship, perched on Aso Rock, the rock of national harmony. University of Abuja, making future leaders, molding minds and characters through scholarship and unity. God, to you belong all knowledge and wisdom, protected by this bond of peace, for the service of all mankind. University of Abuja, University of Unity, citadel of learning and scholarship, perched on Aso Rock, the rock of national harmony. The rock of national harmony, the rock of national harmony.
Please be seated. May I invite the Chief Imam of Bauchi Central Mosque, Imam Muhammad Bala Ahmed, to come forward and lead us in prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما مي صلاتي والنبي اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلاة توفزنا بها من الغلب والقهر ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة بجاه سيد المرسلين. We are grateful to Almighty Allah for making this gathering possible. We are asking the Almighty Allah to bless the gathering so that we process successfully, finish successfully, and then journey mercy back to our destination. We are appealing to Almighty Allah to grant us peace nationally and globally. Let Almighty Allah lead us so that we can overcome the national security challenges and global security and economic challenges. We pray the Almighty Allah to bless the university, bless the student, and bless all the management of the university. May it rise to excel all other universities. We ask all this one in the name of Almighty Allah and in the name of the Prophet Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to invite the registrar of this university, Malam Yahya I. Mohammed, to come forward and take over the rest of the proceedings. May I call on the orator of the university, Professor Saint Bilika, to read a citation of our convocation lecturer, Her Excellency Mary Beth Leonard, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria.
I do not want to offend protocol, so I'm not going to follow any protocol. I'll simply say, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my own duty here is simply to read a citation on the ambassador of US to Nigeria, who is going to deliver the convocation lecture this morning. As I do this, Mr. Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor and the Chancellor, please, will Mary Beth Leonard stand up as I read her citation. Ambassador Leonard is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service with more than 30 years of experience as a diplomat. She was sworn in as U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria in October 2019. Prior to Nigeria, from 2016 to 2019, Ambassador Leonard was a representative of the United States of America to the African Union, with the rank and status of Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary, serving concurrently as U.S. Permanent Representative to the UN Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA. She was previously the U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Mali from 2011 to 2014. Her service in Mali was recognized with the Department's Diplomacy for Human Rights Award in 2013, an honor that annually recognizes a U.S. Chief of Mission who has demonstrated extraordinary commitment to defending human rights and advancing democratic principles in his or her own country. She served as a State Department Senior Faculty Advisor at the U.S. Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island, following a year as the department's diplomat in residence for New England, based at Tufts University. Ambassador Leonard was the Director for West African Affairs at the U.S. Department of State from 2009 to 2011, and Deputy Chief of Mission in Bamako, Mali from 2006 to 2009. After joining the State Department in 1988, Ambassador Leonard served overseas in the economic and political sections in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Windhoek, Namibia, and Lomé, Togo. She also worked in the Department of Operations Center and its Office of Central African Affairs. She covered political and economic issues in Cape Town, South Africa, and thereafter as the Deputy Chief of Mission in Paramaribo, Suriname. Ambassador Leonard, a native of Massachusetts, graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts from Boston University, with a major in economics and a minor in French. She earned a master's degree in international relations with an emphasis on African studies from the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies. In 2004, she received a Master of Security and Strategic Studies from the U.S. Naval War College with distinction. Ambassador Leonard speaks French, Spanish, Afrikaans, and the Dutch. Mr. Chancellor, sir, Pro-Chancellor, representative of the federal government, the Vice Chancellor, I present Ambassador Mary Beth Leonard for you to present the Convocation lecture of the University of Abuja. Thank you.
Good morning, Chancellor and Your Royal Highness, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished faculty and staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me today. I am awed and inspired to see all of you as we together celebrate the University of Abuja's historic and joyous 25th and 26th Convocation ceremony. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to be here. I understand you do not often invite a foreign diplomat or ambassador to address graduating students, so I'm doubly grateful for the invitation. Convocation ceremonies, the golden opportunity to deploy fond cliches of growth. You are like caterpillars that transform inside a cocoon. With today's degree convocation ceremony, you are metaphorical butterflies now ready to spread your wings. But whatever the framing, as you go out into the world away from this campus, I encourage you to strive for a life of service in personal growth, for your community, and for your country. We live in unusually scary and challenging times due to COVID. The main reason you're having this combined year ceremony today, of course, is because this awful pandemic made it nearly impossible to gather in 2021. Social distancing, masking, and other necessary precautions made holding in-person classes and testing enormously difficult. And I congratulate you all for your resilience throughout the past 2 years. You overcame the obstacles that came your way by adapting to a new normal. You used and leveraged available technology to adopt online learning, to conduct virtual classrooms and virtual meetings. You put your masks on every day, I hope, and you found a way to socially distance while still making and keeping friends. So to those graduates assembled here today, give yourself a round of applause. You met your academic goals. You succeeded in completing your university education. You are now ready and able to make a unique and positive mark, and the world awaits you. But you may ask, where to next? How do I find my path? What doors will open for me, and which ones will I open? Well, here's how it happened for me. When I studied at Boston University, I discovered an affinity for the field of economics. But I also remained interested in foreign languages and continued to study French. This combination prompted me to look towards development economics and Africa. So next, I pursued a master's degree in international relations with an emphasis on African studies from the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies. And by good fortune and by effort, this helped me through the door to a career at the US Department of State. Over the past few years, the community of the University of Abuja has given you the knowledge and tools to prepare for your future. As you step outside of this university, you have the responsibility to make the most of the opportunities and networks that you have both created and been exposed to during your time here. While you are choosing your path, do not neglect further developing your skills. Even if you consider yourself a great writer, keep working on it. If you struggle in making oral presentations, think about how you can improve those skills. Don't be afraid to try new jobs or positions in fields outside what you may have studied. You will find that each professional opportunity can enrich you and maybe lead you to possibilities you hadn't already considered. Regardless of which path the road ahead takes you, your attendance here today in the morning sun in your beautiful caps and gowns speaks volumes about your resilience and commitment to professional and personal growth. As you prefer to leave the University of Abuja and move on to your next personal challenge, I'd like to share a few thoughts today about 3 critical elements of service: how you can serve yourself, your community, and your country. Let's start with service to yourself. That sounds a bit selfish, but it is actually very beneficial. It means taking good care of your physical and emotional needs, your health needs, and your spiritual and intellectual needs. Service to self comes naturally to most people as it's part of being human. With service to self and the resilience it brings, you have a much better chance of becoming the best you can be, whether your career path is in the arts or in business or science or law or engineering or any of the many other academic disciplines offered at this fine university. The second important type of service is service to community. I think you all have a pretty good idea what that means: volunteerism. Lending your neighborhood or your district a helping hand, either individually or through partnering with an NGO or civic-minded entity to solve a local problem or meet a specific need. Of course, the United Nations estimates that in Nigeria only 61% of 6 to 11-year-olds regularly attend primary school, and only 35% of children aged 3 to 5 years receive early childhood education. You, as college graduates, advanced degrees, can mentor children to keep them on the path of education. You can help parents or guardians of those children understand the importance of school. Serving your community can also mean staying connected with the University of Abuja by mentoring students, expanding professional networks through collaboration, and by innovatively contributing to the institution's sustainability. Look to your left, look to your right this morning, and stay connected with these fellow alumni too. Building an alumni network might just be the springboard that will help you succeed to greater heights. One example of a successful alumni group that I admire was formed by Nigerian participants of the Mandela Washington Fellowship for Young African Leaders, or YALI. This program provides outstanding young leaders from sub-Saharan Africa with the opportunity to hone their skills at a U.S. higher education institution with support for professional development after they return home, empowering young people through academic coursework, leadership training, and networking. I hope the stories of the following 2 YALI alumni will motivate you to start thinking about how you too can make a difference. My first example is Segun Odunaya, who started a company in 2010 with a goal to end power blackouts in rural communities. The deaths and sicknesses caused by fires and toxic fumes fueled Segun's determination to look for solutions. Today, Segun's company has successfully provided solar-powered electricity, water, and additional school facilities to 3 off-the-grid communities in Abuja. Segun's work succeeded because he was highly focused on a specific problem, and he had learned through YALI how to network and bring in other partners, such as the U.S. Africa Development Foundation. His work reduces both greenhouse gas emissions and poverty. I want to highlight another YALI alumni who is improving her community through engagement in political and civic life. Her name is Abiodun Esete. Abiodun serves as the special advisor to the executive chairperson of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, the AMAC. Through her role on the council, she created a gender unit to help develop gender-sensitive policies and ensure the inclusion of women and girls in decision-making. She's also helping connect civil society organizations with the local government by facilitating the signing of an open government partnership, which will elevate the role of citizens, community groups, and civil society in the creation and adoption of community policies. I hope that this talented group of graduates sitting before me today will tap your creative and innovative minds and find ways to work together to develop solutions to the challenges you may identify in your communities. And the third critical service is service to country, that is, service to Nigeria as a whole. Arguably, success in personal growth and community service automatically serves the national interest, but there is more. Seeing the big picture and how you fit into it is part of being a responsible and caring democratic citizen. You have a head start, too. Having attended a truly national university with students from all parts of Nigeria, you have experienced firsthand the benefits of diversity and inclusion. I hope you develop into citizens who look for outcomes rooted in the will of the people, for the people, recognizing that the key to accountability lies in transparency. My hope for you is that you use your intelligence and creativity to benefit Nigeria. With your background and experience, it will be up to you to recognize the path of service that fits best. But don't forget that service to your country can take so many forms. Some of you might become entrepreneurs whose quest for efficiency and advancement will create meaningful employment and sustainable economic growth. Your innovative generation will no doubt lead inventions to address climate change and health challenges. Should you choose a path of public service, I enjoin you to prize good governance practices attuned to delivering outcomes responsive to the concerns of citizens. You may consider a career path running for an elective office, working for a national company or authority, or becoming a diplomat and representing Nigeria abroad. And to those of you inclined to express creativity through the arts, remember that art leads to discussions and can change attitudes and opinions. I think it's safe to say that Chinua Achebe, for example, served Nigeria by writing books that are now assigned at schools and universities all throughout the world, showing the effects of colonial rules on traditional societies and the legacy of racism. But I look forward to seeing the stories the artists of your generation will tell. There are also abundant ways to serve your country at the individual level, such as simply participating in your democracy, advocating for a cause you believe in, and casting your vote. All of you can give back to your country and to shape its policies and directions simply by following the issues, by making your voices heard, and by voting. By exercising these rights, you advance public trust and provide the necessary direction that every democracy requires. Voting is the way to make your voice heard and to ensure that issues affecting you and your community remain a priority for lawmakers and elected officials. Make clear to those who wish to earn your vote what matters to you. Voter apathy is an easy trap to fall into. We see this in my own country all the time. I know sometimes you can get discouraged and doubt that your vote will make a difference, but I would ask you to ignore that voice of doubt. Some years, you may not love the candidates on the ballot. You may not want to fight the crowds or venture out on election day, but voting is your voice. It is you, your generation, that has the future of Nigeria in your palms as you become the preponderant demographic in Nigerian elections. And you owe it to yourself and to your country to demand and elect leaders who will govern and provide security, justice, and services for all Nigerians. The U.S. mission looks forward to partnering with Nigeria to support the upcoming local and general elections. Before I conclude my remarks today, I would like to say a few words about the importance of being vaccinated against COVID-19. You've heard it from your leaders and from the United Nations and from the media, and so far about 5 to 6% of Nigerians are vaccinated. But vaccines are becoming more readily available. I'm proud that the US has donated some 22 million vaccine doses to Nigeria to date, and more are coming. Just this week, international health experts met in Abuja to address the challenges of getting vaccines in arms, and the United States announced $33.3 million in new funds to further that vaccine delivery endgame, as Nigeria has been named a surge country for the US Global Vax program. I mentioned this also because you will be performing all three kinds of service when you get vaccinated. You will, of course, be protecting your own health and the well-being of your family. Second, you'll reduce the anxiety and stress levels of people who interact with you daily in your neighborhood, public places like restaurants and hospitals, and places where you study, work, or pray. So getting vaccinated is a form of service to the community. And finally, if you have the COVID vaccine, then you can more easily travel around Nigeria and travel around the world, bringing us all back to a state of normalcy. You will therefore be providing a service to your country and to the world. In sum, dear graduates, Nigeria is counting on you on so many different levels. Beyond your own borders, this region and the world are counting on you to come together to solve problems, promote prosperity, and strengthen democracy. I hope you will choose to serve your community in some form or other to help yourselves and to help others. You represent the hope for the largest country by far in Africa. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? As you embark on your journeys to become leaders in your respective fields, never forget the lessons you have learned in your years here at the university. Never forget that good scholars and good citizens are those who keep growing and learning. Keep challenging yourself. Don't rest on your laurels. Serve your country. Be a leader. Trust your abilities, but also listen to others and be the best you can be. Again, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you. God bless you and have a great, great career and a rich life. I will always remember this glorious, memorable day on your campus. Thank you again for inviting me, and my sincere best wishes to all.
Thank you so much for that beautiful lecture. A sounding round of applause for Her Excellency Mary Beth Leonard for this beautiful convocation lecture. At this juncture, I would like to call on our Vice Chancellor to present a beautiful plaque for her.
Thank you very much. This is just a token in recognition of that beautiful lecture. A round of applause for her, please. We are very blessed. Thank you.
May I invite the Registrar of the University, Malam Yahya I. Mohammed, to come forward and take over the rest of this program.
The University of Abuja Act empowers the university to grant degrees and other distinctions, as well as award prizes and other titles. May I, therefore, respectfully invite the Honorable Chancellor to constitute this assembly as convocation of the University of Abuja for the award of postgraduate diplomas higher degrees, and declare the convocation open. The Chancellor, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa sallallahu ala nabil kareem. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and visitor to the University of Abuja, members of the Federal Executive Council, State Executive Governors, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the State Executive Council, Your Excellencies, my Lords, Your Royal Highness, members of the University Council Senate, the Vice Chancellor and other members of the academic community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this convocation ceremony is to award postgraduate diplomas and higher degrees. I therefore declare the convocation open. To God be the glory.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, visitor, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the State Executive Councils, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Senate, Vice Chancellors and other members of the academic community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to respectfully invite the Honorable Chancellor to address the convocation. The Chancellor, sir.
Thank you very much. The representative of the visitor to the University of Abuja, the NUC Secretary, Her Excellency, the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, His Excellency, the former Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Shekaro, Senate Majority Leader, Senator Dr. Yahya Abdullahi, the Pro-Chancellor of the University, Professor Ahmed Modibo Mohammed and his wife, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdul Rashid Naala and his wife also, Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Sileja, His Excellency Alhaji Awal Ibrahim, other Vice Chancellors and staffs of University of Abuja, Bauchi Emirate Council members, headed by Ajahn Bauchi, the Senior Councillor, district heads and traditional title holders from Bauchi State, graduating students, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by giving thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has made it possible for us to witness the combined 25th and 26th convocation ceremony of the University of distinguished guests to this ceremony of the university. We are students who have lived up to their expectation on academic excellence and character are officially recognized and celebrated, a celebration of a milestone. This ceremony was scheduled to hold last year, but due to circumstances beyond the control of the university, it has to be rescheduled today. We are glad that it has turned out successfully. As I mentioned earlier, today's occasion is a periodic ritual of celebration of scholarship, achievement, and good character. We believe that those graduating today will have passed through very remarkable and disciplined process of learning and character building. and will therefore be good ambassadors that we can be proud of. We have had cause in the past to acknowledge the support that government has been rendering to the university, evident in the physical structures and now the main campus. However, the university has unique challenges, one of which is destiny of location being situated in the nation's capital, with the attendant huge demand on its services. This entails that the university will always be expand its services to meet up with this pressing demand. Despite the numerous support we are getting from the government, overcoming these challenges has not been easy, especially in this period of serious economic difficulties and government had to contend with due to competent demands on scarce resources from other sectors. While we appreciate efforts by the government to overcome our constraints, we shall, however, continuously like the proverbial Oliver Twist, solicit for more support in terms of funding, provision of facilities and infrastructure to enable us to cope with the increasing demand on our services. We also appreciate the interventions of some organizations in providing infrastructure to further assist and accelerate our needs to meet the demands of accommodation and other vital facilities. We must sincerely single out Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Tertiary Education Fund, Trust Fund, TED Fund, among others. On our part, we will continue to make concerted efforts to increase our internally generated revenue to complement government interventions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me once again congratulate our graduates for successfully completing their studies. I know it has not been an easy journey to have come to this far, but that you have come this far demonstrates your level of commitment to realize your ambition and join in the overall national effort towards nation building. I have no doubt that you will continue to maintain the resourcefulness and the drive that has seen you through the university in all your future endeavors and be worthy ambassadors of this promising citadel of learning. I once again thank you all for honoring our invitations to witness this year's convocation and wish you the very best in all your endeavors as safe as you return back to your respective destination. Thank you and remain ever blessed.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, visitor, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the State Executive Councils, members of the Diplomatic Corps, my lords, members of the Council and Senate, Vice Chancellors and other members of the academic community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now respectfully invite the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council to address the convocation. The Pro-Chancellors.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. His Excellency, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria and visitor to University of Abuja, ably represented by the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Abubakar Rashid. Honorable Chancellor of University of Abuja, His Highness the Emir of Bauchi and Chairman Bauchi State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Dr. Ilwanu Suleiman Adamu, CFR. The Senate Leader, Senator Dr. Yahya Abdullahi, His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Shekarau, the former governor of Kano State and a serving senator, my dear wife, Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani, His Excellency the U.S. Ambassador, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Highness the Emir of Suleja, Dr. Awal Ibrahim, members of the University of Abuja Governing Council, members of University of Abuja Senate, visiting Pro-Chancellors and other friends of the university, visiting Vice-Chancellors and other principal officers of visiting sister universities, other members of academic community, our dear graduating students, parents, guardians, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am much delighted to welcome you all to this occasion of the combined 25th and 26th convocation ceremony of our great citadel of academic excellence, the University of Abuja. The 25th convocation ceremony would have taken place last year, but the coronavirus pandemic, which has not been completely eradicated but has reduced considerably, has stopped that. It is one of the reasons why the convocation ceremony has been compartmentalized to avoid having too many people together in one place. We pray that soon coronavirus and its variants will be eradicated and face mask will be a thing of the past in our university, in the nation and the world at large. The 9th Governing Council of the university is particularly delighted to witness this event, being the first of such university ceremony it will participate since its inauguration on Thursday, 15th July last year. Council expresses its profound gratitude to the visitor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, for trusting us with this responsibility. We assure you that we shall live up to the expectations of Mr. President and the visitor of the university by carrying out our responsibilities in line with the provisions of the University Act. Let me also use this opportunity to call on the entire university community to support the Governing Council by adhering to the laid-down procedures of these noble institutions of education and unity. To build on the efforts of previous councils to actualize the vision of University of Abuja, which is to develop an institution of higher learning that combines academic excellence with the pursuit of unity of Nigeria. I again congratulate Alhaji Dr. Ilwanu Suleiman Adamu, CFR, the Emir of Bauchi, on his appointment as the Chancellor of the University of Abuja. There wouldn't have been a better choice. The Council and the entire university community are confident of your support and counsel for the growth and development of the university, considering your experience in a similar position, stature, exposure, and commitment to educational advancement and societal development. The university is faced with challenges which Council and management are working hard to address. So far, Council has succeeded in taking measures that are bound to impact positively on the system. Some of the initiatives of Council in the last 6 months since its inauguration includes a comprehensive audit of staff of the university from 2011 to 2021, a retreat for the deans and directors, which was necessitated by the need to have a better understanding of the problems bedeviling the university and provide viable solutions through synergizing the various units, faculties, centers of the university, as well as understanding university rules, guidelines, proper information dissemination, and so on. Such prominent experts in the field of university affairs like Professor Tahiru Jega and Professor Abubakar Rashid are among the resource persons present during the retreat. Visitor and other distinguished guests. These, among others, are steps taken by the Council so far to reawaken the university into charting a way forward. Of course, we must not forget that Council recently sought and got assurance of assistance from the Minister of Federal Capital Territory on the perennial problem of encroachment on university land, which has affected university's pace and direction of development. The land may seem large, but considering the ongoing partnership with local and international industries and research organizations, that will attract more global laboratories, workshops, and huge industrial bases for our university. The available land is barely enough. Some of the major ongoing partnerships include: 1, provision of well-suited environment for the establishment of incubation center for Nigeria vaccine, Nigeria Vax, in partnerships with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. 2nd, setting up of a dairy-based camp with a world-class laboratory, breeding center, milk factory, and so on, in partnership with Friesland Campia, Wamco Nigeria Limited. 3rdly, partnership with Chinese government on the Luban workshop, leading to a new degree in program in railway engineering, a proposal already submitted to the NUC for approval. The university is also working with Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Nigerian Chamber of Mines to develop academic programs on tourism, geology, mines, and industries, with industries partnering with the university in the provision of resources for our programs. The university is also attracting private investors to develop students' hostels. With the minister's intervention and assurance of assistance from relevant agencies of government, we have no doubt that the menace of encroachment of our land will soon come to an end and the land will be properly utilized. It is envisaged that most of these ongoing partnerships will be completed during the tenure of this council. If you look around the campus, you will see several ongoing constructions, of all of which will not have been possible without the support of the federal government. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate government and its agencies for its magnanimous support in various forms, including series of interventions in the development of this campus. The university will appreciate more of your support and the support of private organizations, donor agencies, alumni, and philanthropic individuals who are passionate about the development of this nation. For improving the quality of education is indeed developing the nation itself. I therefore call on all and sundry to lend a helping hand in making the university a world-class university, as developing a university befitting a federal capital of the greatest African nation is not an easy task and should not be left for government alone to handle. On behalf of the Governing Council, I congratulate all the graduates whose degrees have been conferred on them when they convoked on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 22nd to 24th of February, for their doggedness to realize their ambition. As they leave this environment and move on to the next stage of their lives, may they encounter progress and fulfillment every step of the way. May they continue to be good ambassadors of the University of Abuja. I also congratulate their parents, guardians, for investing so much in them and by extension in the future of this nation. To the postgraduate graduates here present today, I say big congratulations to you too. No doubt you have encountered tough and rough times as students, but that has molded you into better, more disciplined, and more focused persons. I once again congratulate all graduates for achieving this feat of not only obtaining an additional university qualification, but for having the opportunity to be educated in the University of Abuja, where they have been equipped with knowledge, etiquettes, and entrepreneurship skills. As you go out there, I enjoin you to think out of the box in evolving practical solutions to the diverse challenges of our present realities. I thank you, all our visitors, including parents, friends of the university, and other well-wishers who have taken out time to share the joy of the moment with us. And I wish everyone safe journey back to their destinations at the end of this event. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
I have the honor to respectively invite the Vice Chancellor to address the convocation. The Vice Chancellor, sir.
His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and visitor to the University of Abuja, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Ably represented by the Executive Secretary, AUC, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid. The Honorable Chancellor of the University of Abuja, His Highness, the Emir of Bauchi, and Chairman of the Bauchi State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Dr. Rilwanu Suleiman Adamu, CFR. Members of National Assembly, the Senate Leader, the distinguished Senator Ibrahim Shekarou, former Governor of Kano State, Senator Muhammad Danju Magoje, former Governor of Gombe State, distinguished Senator Aishatu Dairu Ahmed Binani, wife of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, Excellency, the USA Ambassador to Nigeria, and this year's Convocation lecturer. Members of the Federal Executive Council, State Governance here present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of States Executive Councils, my lords, spiritual and temporal, your highnesses, the Emir of Suleja is here, and other highnesses here present. The Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, the Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Fund, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, and members of Council of the University of Abuja, members of the University of Abuja Senate, visiting chancellors, visiting vice chancellors, and other principal officers of visiting sister universities, other members of the academic community, our dear graduating students, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm most delighted to address this august gathering on the occasion of the combined 25th and 26th Convocation of the University of Abuja. By the way, I have to recognize my wife. She's here, Dr. Asiata Naala. I cannot miss. When the university held its 24th convocation on Saturday, 15 February 2020, it was expected that based on the existing policy of the University Senate, prescribing hosting of convocation every February, the next being the 25th convocation will be held in February 2021. However, this, our expectation, was not to be met. No thanks to the global COVID-19 pandemic, which precipitated a national lockdown and immediate closure of the university. The gradual easing of COVID-19 imposed lockdown and other related phase restrictions has enabled the University of Abuja to resume its normal operations, including admission of students, teaching, conduct of examinations, research, and increasing online learning, all of which have enabled the university to continue the pursuit of its national mandates and objectives. The university wanted to hold this convocation ceremony for one set of graduates through the end of 2021, but the Governing Council and Senate felt that it would be more ideal to combine the 25th and 26th convocation in the prescribed month of February, which was then not too far away. Accordingly, it is my utmost pleasure and honor to welcome and felicitate with all of you gathered here today for this momentum event. In particular, I'd like to heartily congratulate the graduating students and their friends and family members here present, and the whole nation for the wonderful feat recorded even in the face of COVID-19 challenges. coronation of new chancellor. The 25th and 26th combined convocation ceremony of this university is not only about the celebration of performance of excellence by the staff and students, but it's also about the historic installation and coronation of our new brand Honorable Chancellor in person of His Highness, the Emir of Bauchi and Chairman of the Bauchi State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Dr. Iluwanu Suleiman Adamu, CFR. The new Honorable Chancellor was appointed into office by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and visitor to University of Abuja in 2021. By virtue of his exalted office, the Chancellor is to preside at university convocation ceremonies and also serve as ambassador for the advancement and development of the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me therefore, on behalf of Council, Senate, staff, and students, and the entire community of the Great UFA of Nigeria, sincerely felicitate with our highly esteemed Honorable Chancellor for his well-deserved appointment to the highly exalted office. We also heartily rejoice with the Honorable Chancellor on the occasion of his formal installation during the course of the series of these convocation ceremonies. Furthermore, I'm pleased to announce that the Governing Council and Senate of the University of Abuja, in line with the powers conferred on them and in recognition of its enormous achievement for Bauchi Emirate since becoming Emir and the sustenance of peace and harmony in our nation, approved the conferment of an honorary doctorate degree of letters honoris causa on the new Chancellor. The entire university community is immensely pleased with his investiture. The Honorable Chancellor will be empowered to exercise his statutory role of conferring degrees and prizes on deserving graduates of the university. Once again, we warmly congratulate our Chancellor for receiving this distinguished honor. The Constitution of the Governing Council. The appointment of the new Chancellor of the University of Abuja also coincided with the Constitution of the Governing Council of the institution. The new council, which was formally inaugurated in July 2021, is led by a renowned historian, a distinguished academic with an excellent public service career, Professor Ahmed Modibo Mohammed. The other members are equally accomplished Nigerians spread across various spheres of national endeavor, who combine with the able internal members have ensured robust deliberations and purposeful actions towards taking the university to greater heights. It is worthy of note that in its drive to reposition the university, the Governing Council wasted no time to organize a one-day retreat on 4th December 2021 for members of council and other top-level management staff, including the principal officers, provost, deans, and director of centers and institutes in the university. The participants at the landmark retreat, which included the then permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, the executive secretary of the National Universities Commission, and other prominent resource persons drawn from the academia and public service, critically and dispassionately brainstormed and fashioned a new roadmap for the proper governance and administration of the University of Abuja. Specifically, the retreat outlined and the council endorsed that henceforth, that one, the administration of the university should continually be anchored on the committee system to ensure the collective participation and involvement of the major stakeholders, namely the principal officers, staff, and students. 2, promotion of zero tolerance for all vices and obnoxious practices such as corruption, extortion, sexual harassment, cultism, so as to build the confidence and trust of the larger society in the University of Abuja. 3, good interaction and interface among members of council, principal officers, and all other stakeholders in order to ensure synergy and unity of purpose in the growth and development of the university. 4, complete automation or digitization of all processes in the university, including management of staff and students. This is to ensure timely and seamless conduct of all activities and practices, as well as guarantee safeguard of the university's records and processes. 5, the strengthening of prescribed processes, procedures, and practices so as to reinvigorate the governance and administration of the university. I want to thank our dear chairman and members of the new governing council for the invigoration they have brought to the governance of the university. Please give them a round of applause. The 25th and 26th convocation. For the 25th and 26th combined convocation, the University of Abuja will be graduating a total number of 8,269 students. Out of this number, 78 will graduate with doctoral degrees, 465 with master's degrees, and 214 with postgraduate diplomas. The remaining 7,512 will be graduating with first-class degrees from faculties running regular undergraduate courses in the university for the 2019 and 2020 with 4,767, and 2020-2021 with 2,748 academic, respectively. In addition, there's additional 12,929 backlog of students being graduated with first degrees from the Center for Distance Learning and Continuing Education. This large number cut across few past academic sessions to date that the university has meticulously processed the results and prepared their list for the convocation. The names of these graduates, many of whom have already collected their certificates, are being published in another brochure. At this juncture, it is gratifying to note that the present administration has successfully repositioned the Center for Distance Learning and Continuing Education so that its academic activities are now running at pace with those of the regular arm of the university. CDL, as it's popularly called at the University of Abuja today, is a state-of-the-art center with first-rate leadership and world-class educational opportunity. This will not have happened without the opportunity given by the NUC to this administration to resuscitate it and place CDL on the map. Today, I'm very proud to say that the University of Abuja Center for Distance Learning and Continuing Education is a world-class edifice administering world-class educational standards. And I encourage all potential students to apply to the Great U of A, and they will never regret it. Our university, due to this feat, is satisfying the founding father's desire of making the University of Abuja a great center of learning, which also vigorously responds to the needs of public servants. The center is broadening its offerings in continuing education to all sorts of public servants, and I invite all interested persons, nationally and internationally, to take a look at the University of Abuja Center for Distance and Continuing Education. And I repeat, they will never regret it. Besides the increasing automation of the university's academic, financial, and other resource management, we're determined to ensure the regularity of our academic activities, including uninterrupted sessions and graduation of students. It is in this regard that with heavy heart, we note the ongoing national industrial action by members of the Academic Staff Union of universities. The university management notes and understands the circumstances leading to the current strike by the union. We also appreciate that the university is able to proceed with this convocation. Nevertheless, as concerned stakeholders in the national project, and particularly the education sector, we pray for an early resolution of the current impasse. We appeal to the parties involved in the impasse to continue with the dialogue that has been on and arrive at an amicable resolution without much further delay, without much further damage to the sector and the aspirations of our future generations. In the particular case of the University of Abuja, it's our desire and prayer not to lose by any means the momentum gathered towards our transition into a globally acknowledged university of excellence and global competitiveness. World-class aspiration. Since coming on board, and in the period under consideration from the last convocation ceremony held in 2020, this administration has continued to enthrone global best practices in all ramifications. This is being manifested in the conduct of lectures, examinations, processing and release of examination results as and when due. And the increasing automation of processes has also ensured timely processing and release of academic records and enhancement of other transactions in the system. The University of Abuja was the first federal government university to develop a virtual classroom system during the 2020 pandemic lockdown. And our academic staff and students have continued to use it to complement physical classroom teaching. Similarly, the establishment of academic outfits like the Center for Sponsored Projects, Center for Innovation in Teaching and Research, International Center, Center for Linkages and Internships, among others, have really boosted academic and research activities in the university. This has resulted in an increasing number of academic staff emerging proud winners of important grants and awards offered by various bodies across the globe. From a humble level of external grant attracted to sections of our university during the first year of this administration, our external grant increased by more than 200% in the second year of the administration. Indeed, the university will continue to celebrate such academic success stories by investing more resources and encouraging more staff to engage in such worthy ventures and activities in the times ahead. I'd like to thank the Center for Sponsored Projects and the University Research Council for continuing to mobilize our staff, and provide assistance to them towards establishing the University of Abuja as a research-intensive university. I congratulate those who won medals, gold, silver, and bronze, for attracting grants and for publishing best scholarly work in high-impact journals, respectively, in 2021. Especially the gold medalist, University of Abuja Researcher 2021, Dr. D.K. Orji, Professor Obiagale Nondi, Dr. John Ogedengbe and team, and Professor Owolabi and Professor Nondu. And gold medalist, University of Abuja Author 2021, Dr. Godwin Akaba, Dr. D.K. Orji, Professor Obiagale Nondu, Dr. Samsi Abalaka, Professor Saremi Sandrach, and Professor Titus Ibekwe. Please give them a round of applause. We are proud of you. Similarly, the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Research is rolling out programs to train our academic staff to become award-winning in the use of technology in the classroom and for introducing technological innovation to their research. Senate has approved CBT as a major exam strategy for large courses on campus. Our management recently appointed a CBT coordinator who is mobilizing the entire university community to a credible, workable, state-of-the-art CBT examination experience for the great U of A. In the meantime, apart from the consolidation of existing academic programs, many of which recently faced accreditation visit by the NUC, other new ones, such as railway engineering, aeronautical and astronautical engineering, nuclear studies, are being explored in collaboration with international and national organizations. There are also other student center schemes that have been introduced in line with global best practices. Among these are students mentoring program, whereby 400 level students and other senior students mentor their 200 level and 100 level counterparts. Student volunteer scheme, under which interested students provide their services pro bono, and foreign language studies, which enable students to study selected foreign languages such as French, Arabic, Portuguese, Japanese, and so on. This is in addition to the encouragement and increasing participation of students in research activities being coordinated by the Center for Undergraduate Research. Our students are supported daily to become the best they can, to become the best they can be for our nation. The Center for Entrepreneurship Studies has strengthened its program for students from 200 level to 400 level, and it's now compulsory for the UFA undergraduate students to establish and register their own companies and practice as entrepreneurs, even as they study for any academic program on campus. The Counseling and Career Services Center now mobilizes students to succeed and assist the university towards retaining all those admitted into campus by providing quality counseling services to students. The center, working with NDLA, has embarked on war against drug abuse on campus. We have launched the Weather Club at the U of A, and I'd like to thank the NDLA and its executive chairman, General Buba Marwa, retired, for the collaboration with our university in this effort. As the university continues to record success in all its ramifications, this administration will certainly not relent in the provision of the necessary enabling environment to actualize its mission of becoming a world-class university in the foreseeable future. Changing the narrative in physical development. The transition of the great U of A into a world-class center of excellence cannot be attained through only excellent academic performance by its staff, students, and other stakeholders, important and critical as it is. I'm sure you'll agree with me that for the university to realize its lofty objectives, the physical environment and outlook, as well as its infrastructure development, must be transformed and elevated to correspond with world-class status. It is in realization of this lofty and achievable aspiration that since we came on board, no stone has been left unturned towards the physical transformation of the university. With the support and financial backing of the federal government and its agencies, especially the interventions by the Tertiary Education Fund, TET Fund. Can you please give a round of applause to TET Fund? The physical development of the university has taken a greater momentum that has particularly turned the main campus into a huge construction site. At the moment, there are several important ongoing projects in the university that, when completed, will surely not only change the physical outlook and face of the campus, but also ensure that the nation's federal capital territory is beginning to have a public university befitting its status. Among the key strategic ongoing projects at the University of Abuja are: 1, the new Senate building; 2, International Conference Center; 3, Academic Conference Center; 4, Student Activity Center; 5, University Club or University Staff Social Center; 6, Faculty of Education building; 7, Faculty of Environmental Science building; 8, Indoor Sports Hall; 9, University Microfinance Bank; 10, Access Road to Staff Quarters; 11, Academic Staff Office for Faculty of Social Sciences; 12, Academic Staff Office for Faculty of Agriculture; 13, Academic Staff Office for Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences; 14, Construction of Security Fence. Many of you, when you are coming, you can see the university security fence beautifully constructed. By that, we signal to those who encroach on our land that we have taken control and will never again allow them to mess with us. Defense, both at main campus and at the College of Health Sciences at the main campus in Gwagwalada. 15, Access Road from Academic Core Faculty of Education, and so on and so forth. Conclusion. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having been acquainted with the state of the University of Abuja and our journey since we came on board, let me conclude by once more congratulate Our dear graduates, congratulations. Please clap for yourself one more time. We're very proud of you. I congratulate you for your worthy attainment today. I assure all and sundry that the university will continue to do whatever is necessary to actualize the vision and mission of its founding fathers to the glory of the nation and humanity in general. Thank you very much. God bless you. The registrar just informed me that your certificates are all ready. Come on Wednesday to pick your certificates. Thank you very much.
Award of Postgraduate Diplomas. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I now call upon the Dean of the School of Postgraduate Studies to present his students who have satisfied the requirements as prescribed by the Senate of the University of Abuja and have been found worthy in character and in learning to be conferred with the Postgraduate Diplomas of the University of Abuja. The Dean, Postgraduate School.
Will all the graduating students for postgraduate diplomas please stand? Honorable Chancellor, sir, in the name of the School of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduating students whose names appear in the list hereinafter, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to receive postgraduate diplomas of the University of Abuja.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer on you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the postgraduate diplomas, degrees of Master and Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Abuja, as the case may be. Congratulations, please.
Award of Master Degrees. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I now call on the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, to present the candidates to be conferred with the master's degree of the University of Abuja. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduating students for the master's degrees please stand? Honorable Chancellor, sir, in the name of the School of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the graduating students whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to receive the master's degrees of the University of Abuja.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer on you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the postgraduate diplomas, degrees of Masters and Doctors of Philosophy by the University of Abuja, as the case may be. Congratulations, please.
Award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy. And I call on the Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, to present the candidates to be conferred with the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Abuja. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduating students for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy please stand? Honorable Chancellor, sir, in the name of the School of Postgraduate Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduating students whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to be conferred with degrees of Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Abuja.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer on you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stand proxy, the Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Abuja, as the case may be. Congratulations, please.
PhD graduates, please move forward to have a handshake with the Chancellor. You line up, please. To be assisted by the Vice Chancellor.
Okay. Look this way.
Please, please leave this place. Please allow the students to come forward. Please allow the students.
Excellency. Okay, to the vice chancellor. Turn. All right, photograph.
So, they will not agree.
Okay, turn. Can I go now to the vice chancellor? Hello. Yeah. Watch. It's okay. No, meet that guy. Yeah, we take it. Don't I'm hearing you, talk.
Please go back to your seats. Go back to your seats. Please be seated. The proceeding continues. Go back to your seats. Congratulations. Congrats. Yes. Male, Brian. CSO. CSO.
DJ City on the mix, on the mix, on the mix.
Okay. Please have your seat. Please have your seat. The proceeding continues. First lady, why can you? I'm not taking it. Okay, what is that? It's a bit that you come and do that. Yes. So tell him that you should stand. Please go back to your seats. Go back to your seats. Please go back to your seats. Please go back to your seats. Please be seated. Please be seated. Please be seated. Goodwill messages. I now call on representatives of other universities and sister institutions to come forward and present their goodwill messages to the Vice Chancellor. On the list here, I have the Vice Chancellor, University of Ilorin. The Vice Chancellor, University of Ilorin.
We are here to felicitate with you. Congratulations. And we know you'll always be in the right place at the right time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother, Vice Chancellor. The best university, the better by far University of Ilorin. Thank you so much. Yes.
Next is Bingham University, Abuja. Bingham, Kari. Okay.
On behalf of the Senate, management, staff, and students of Bingham University, I, Professor William Barnabas Curix, bring you warm felicitation on this auspicious day of your convocation ceremony. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, my brother, Vice Chancellor, Bingham University, Karu. Thank you so much.
Vice Chancellor, Bayero University, Kano. Vice Chancellor, Bayero University, Kano.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I am Professor San Mohamed Gumel, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Bayero University, Kano, representing the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sigir Admo Abbas. It is on behalf of the Chancellor, the Governing Council, Senate, staff, and student of Bayero University, Kano, that will congratulate you for the 25th and 26th combined convocation ceremonies of your university. It is indeed great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The great BUK, Kano. Thank you very much. Regards to the Vice Chancellor.
Vice Chancellor, Philomath University, Kuje.
I, Professor Adeni Olayenju, the Vice Chancellor of Philomath University, Kuje, and the immediate past Vice Chancellor of Landmark University, Omaran, on behalf of Philomath University community, we want to congratulate University of Abuja, our mentor, chosen for us by NUC. Congratulations, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Bilot University, Abuja, and my brother, former VC, Landmark University. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor, Nasarawa State University. Careful.
Vice Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Chancellor, the Chairman Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor, management, staff, and students of Nasarawa State University, Kefi, I am representing Professor Suleiman Bala Mohammed, your own very staff, who has to be in Kefi now because the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is in Kefi. He asked me to join you and celebrate all the giant strides and the excellence you have put to bear in promoting human capital development, research, and national development. Congratulations on this occasion of your 25th and 26th combined convocation. Thank you, Vice Chancellor.
Thank you very much, and greetings to our own Professor Suleiman, VC Kefi. Thank you so much.
Beth University.
Vice Chancellor, sir, my name is Dr. Mani Ibrahim Ahmad, representing Professor Maman Tahir, the Vice Chancellor of Beth University. We're here on Monday, we have presented our scroll, but at the same time, we still feel that it's important to be at today's event. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the management, staff, and students of Beth University, please accept the warm greetings and felicitations of Beth University on this auspicious occasion of convocation of your graduating students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Beth University, thank you.
Vice Chancellor, Nile University.
VC sir, I am Osman Nuri Aras, VC of Nile University of Nigeria. On behalf of Nile University of Nigeria family, I'd like to congratulate Governing Council, Senate, staff, students of University of Abuja on the auspicious occasion of your convocation ceremony. We wish you continued success. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Nile University of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Committee of Vice Chancellors.
Adigun Olaiwola is my name, the Deputy Secretary General of the Committee of Vice Chancellors, representing the Secretary General, Professor Yakubu Ochefu, who has just left for another meeting. We congratulate you and wish you the best in all your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Committee of Vice Chancellors. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Honorable Chancellor, sir, the visitor, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the National Assembly, governors, members of the state executive councils, my lords, temporal and spiritual, members of House of Assembly, members of the University Senate, distinguished vice chancellors and other members of the academic community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to respectfully invite the visitor to University of Abuja, President Muhammadu Buhari, the GCFR, to address the convocation. The visitor, sir.
The Honorable Chancellor of the University of Abuja, His Highness, the Emir of Bauchi and Chairman of the Bauchi State Council of Chiefs, the Senate Leader, Dr. Yahya Abdullahi, other distinguished senators present here, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Shekarau, Senator Dr. Anjuma Goje, Senator Philip Aduda, Senator Aisha Hiru Ahmad Benani, Her Excellency, the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Mary Beth Leonard, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council of the University of Abuja, Professor Ahmad Mohamed Modibo, Your Highness, the Emir of Suleja and other emirs present here, former Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Alpha Belugore, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the University of Abuja Governing Council, visiting pro-chancellors, vice-chancellors, and other principal officers of visiting universities, other academic members of the community, our dear graduating students, parents, and guardians, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am most delighted as the visitor to the University of Abuja to participate in the convocation ceremony of this university. Convocations, as we are all aware, are momentous traditional academic events which signpost a rite of passage in the lives of the graduating students, their parents or guardians, the entire university community, and the larger society. I congratulate the new Chancellor, His Highness Alhaji Rulwan Suleiman Adamu, the Emir of Bauchi. For those of us who are not familiar with the university system, the Chancellor is the focal point, the moral compass, and the highest symbol of authority in the university. I also congratulate the new Pro-Chancellor, Professor Mohammed Modibo, and his council for their relentless determination in reinvigorating and revitalizing the University of Abuja. Let me also congratulate the Vice Chancellor, the Senate, and the university management, whose collective tasks and commitment have produced this landmarking occasion. I am, in particular, most enthused to facilitate with the graduates, their parents, staff, and students, and indeed the entire university community, who are the true heroes of today's event. It is worth noting that convocations have become a regular feature and cherished tradition of this university, despite the occasional disruption of the academic calendars in recent years. I must emphasize that universities must maintain a certain level of stability with uninterrupted academic activities if the overall objective of achieving national development goals are to be attained. Education remains the most dynamic instrument for change for both the individual and the society. The task of overcoming the problems of education sector in this country is not a function or responsibility of government alone. It should emerge through a concerted effort of government, parents, teachers, students, and the entire society. It is on this note that I appeal to the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU to return to work immediately and continue to pursue the path of dialogue in addressing their grievances. Incessant strikes by lecturers is emerging as one of the main impediments to quality university education in our public universities. As a responsible government, we are committed to addressing all legitimate concerns and demands of our unions to ensure accessible, qualitative, and competitive education for our teeming population. Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the nation has achieved appreciable socio-economic development without tangible transformation of its education system. In view of this, education will continue to be a high priority item in my government's drive to transform the economy. Government will continue to provide Nigerians equal and massive access to education at all levels, such that they can fulfill their dream of participating in the nation's socio-economic development and empowerment of our youth. It is for this reason my government recently established 2 new federal universities of health sciences in Azare in Bauchi and Elarogun in Osun State, and 2 new federal universities of science and technology in Babura in Jigawa State and Ikorobasi in Akwa Ibom State. Just last week, I approved the appointment of principal officers for these new institutions to enable them commence academic activities as soon as practicable. I believe fervently that advancement in education at all levels will guarantee our collective drive to grow the economy for the betterment of all Nigerians. Government will continue in its determination to improve the deteriorating infrastructural facilities in the universities, improve teacher development, and curriculum review in tandem with the needs of our larger society. This is expected in the long run to address deficiencies in all the segments of our educational system. Our objectives in the renewed drive to reinvigorate the education sector is to generate in our citizens the spirit of creativity and entrepreneurship, which will ultimately galvanize the drive towards self-employment. Educated youth are the prime assets of our nation, and we must continue to invest heavily and wisely on educating our youth and securing the future and prosperity of our nation. I wish to extend remarkable appreciation to all those who have made this event a success. Let me once again congratulate the new Chancellor and the new Pro-Chancellor for their immense contributions to the development of the nation in their various fields of endeavor. I also congratulate the graduates, their parents, and well-wishers for attending and making today's occasion a memorable one. I thank you and wish you all a safe journey back to your respective destinations. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Closure of the convocation. There will be a few announcements after the closure of the convocation, please. I humbly and respectfully invite the Chancellor to declare the convocation closed. The Chancellor, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare the convocation closed. To God be the glory.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would like to quickly recognize the presence of some of our numerous distinguished personalities who are here this morning to grace this occasion. The First Lady of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is ably represented here by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Administration and Women Affairs, Dr. Mrs. Rukayatu Gorin. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, is also being represented here by Major General Abubakar Adamu. We also have the former Chief Security Advisor to late Head of State, retired Major Hamza Al-Mustafa. We also like to recognize the presence of His Royal Highness, the Honor of Abaji, Dr. Adamu Baba Yunusa, who is represented by Architect Mansour Muhammad Sulle. The Director General of the National Mathematical Center is here represented by Professor F. Sakporu. We also like to recognize the presence of the Director General of the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, Professor Mansour Bako Matazu. The National Project Coordinator of the Peace Project, Abuja, Alhaji Muhammad Sanu Jobdi, is also here. You also have the Director General of the National Theatre, Professor Sunday Dodo. We also like to recognize the presence of the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Saliu Modibo Alpha Belgore. Senator Professor Nura is also here. We'd like to recognize her presence. At this juncture, we would like to thank all our distinguished personalities who are here with us, because we need to leave here any moment. We have wasted enough time. We apologize for not being able to mention individually some of our other distinguished personalities who are here. At this juncture, I would like to call on the Director Center for Community Development of the University, Dr. Matthew Dada Sunday, to come forward and offer us a closing prayer.
Shall we rise as we pray? Our God and our Father in heaven, we want to thank you for bringing us to the end of this event. We want to thank you for all the dignitaries here present. We want to thank you for our Vice Chancellor. We want to thank you, O God, for all the wisdom, for all the energy you have endowed him with to move this university to the higher heights. May your name be glorified in Jesus' name. Thank you for the graduating postgraduate students today. Father, move the wider society. May their life know no bounds. Take them to the level that you want them to be, to serve your purpose. In the mighty name of Jesus. Want to thank you for all the dignitaries here present. As we depart to our various destinations, we pray, O God, that you guide us, lead us, take us home safe. This we pray with thanksgiving in Jesus' name, our Lord.
May we rise for the national anthem, please.
Nobody should come here. You should just walk and go.
They should not come near here.
That is, people will come and begin to disrupt the procession.
Abuja.